So you were born 1952?
Halloween.
Halloween, okay.
That explains a lot about my life.
You were only with your father for 2 years, right?
Roughly, I don't know the exact time because my mother never really said. The only thing she ever said growing up was that they were separated. Mm-hmm. She didn't really say they were divorced. Now, like.
So growing up, would you ask your mother about your father frequently, or?
Not too often, but like I said, a lot of times she wasn't there, so
to
ask much, and she never really. I guess after you ask so many times and they want to say anything, it's just like, why bother keep asking, you know?
Yeah.
And then if you did, then she kind of get irritated, you know?
Yeah. What did you wonder about your dad growing up? What kind of questions did you have in your mind?
Well, you know, why did he leave? I mean, I could tell from the picture he loved me. He was happy for me, so, you know, to have me.
Did you ever wonder if he would someday just show up, you know, trying to find you, or?
I kind of gave up on that a long time, you know, as a young person.
So 2010, you came to the decision, I'm going to try and find my father. Mm-hmm. What was the biggest reason you wanted to do that? Why?
I think maybe just to get an answer, just to maybe hopefully find out if he's alive. Who was at fault? Was it both people? Why did he leave? Why did he ever try to?
So up until that point, up until you contacted the hospital, you were still hoping he was alive somewhere, that you'd be able to talk to him? Mm-hmm. How did you feel when you found out that he had died?
I was disappointed until I talked to the Dallas County medical examiner, and then I got upset when I found out how he was treated after he died. It was very upsetting.
And how was he treated after he died?
Basically, because he couldn't talk, he had no relatives, no friends apparently, or anything around him, and they just treated him, according to the medical examiner, like with a homeless person. So they basically did an autopsy on him. Then she said their procedure down there at that time in the 90s was to just put him in a body bag, take him outside of town to, I guess they probably own like a section of an old cemetery in Grand Prairie, Texas called Southland Cemetery. And they just simply took a place that had a concrete liner in it for like a burial, and dropped him in there and covered him with dirt and put a little spike in the ground with a little marker on it with like a case number, and stuck it in the ground just in case somebody ever, you know, like me, found him. And just knowing that he was a veteran and served 43 months in World War II, and nobody ever bothered trying to check or anything like that, it sort of made me determined that, you know, he deserves better than that, just for the fact he's a veteran, let alone the fact he's a father. And that's one of the things some people kind of wonder, well, my friends, well, why are you going in debt to try to do this for your father when he left you, he never came back, he was never there for you, you never knew him, you know? Yeah. And I said, well, he never knew it, but my father taught me a very important life lesson, which was when it came my turn to be divorced, I knew from my own experience what happens to a child when their father, you know, leaves and never comes back. Yeah. And it's not pretty. And so when it came time for me, I said, no, I'm not backing off and running away from this, you know. Wasn't going to let that happen to my daughters. I just sort of feel like once I can be near him and we can be together again, maybe that's sort of like a finding peace